You're watching New Car Spin. I'm your host, Brian. Today we are in Richardson, Texas. I used to live here. Not here. Not there either. Oh look, is that a Vixen? A Tesla Cybertruck and a Hyundai Santa Cruz. That was the worst intro ever, but I'm going with it. This thing is, I just gotta say, this is probably the best vehicle I've driven this year. That is the best all around, road capable, great handling, quiet, performance based vehicle I have driven. And it continues to shock me because there's so much going on with this thing that I just can't keep up with it. I can't even talk. So it's an all-wheel drive. It says the H-Track 2.5T. Let's not focus on that for a second. Let's focus on the XRT. I think that means this is like the rugged off-roady version, but it does have an electronic tailgate that's soft open. It has a cover, and I'm not sure what that metal thing is back there. Never really thought about it. What is that thing? I have no idea. Who knows? And then there's this here, which is similar to what the Pathfinder, no, not the Pathfinder, the Honda Ridgeline had, except here the latch is inside the seal, which is different than the Ridgeline, because I did a video with the Ridgeline with my buddy Yale, and his whole thing was we did laundry in the back of it while we were off-roading. Right? He threw his kids' clothes in there and washed them while we were like agitating with the off-roadiness. Anyway, quite the appropriate venue for this off-road city vehicle, I guess. I do not know what that thing is. If you know what that is, comment below. Seems like an auxiliary heater or something. I don't know. Let's try this again. There we go. It's latched. If we look at the key, I cannot open the trunk. Oh, I guess I can. I can hold it. Yeah. But it won't, obviously it won't close. So let's get on with the rest of it. As we look across the side, there are no side steps, but it does have quite the ground clearance, and it is kind of high up, but it's not full-on truck high up. And I have no idea what these things are, but they are fastened, and they do appear to be separate pieces here. So I don't know what that's about. In the front, pretty rugged, pretty cool. People move out of the way when I come up on them in this thing, not because I'm easily doing 100 miles an hour, but probably because of these red recovery hooks. They are crazy. This is crazy. You bump into somebody with those, you're gonna win. Good old joust. All right, so we have a truck. It's, you know what it is? It's a 4-door ute, like an Australian ute. It's pretty cool. We got cup holders in the doors, in the back. I just went grocery shopping, but you can see air vents back here. We have USB ports and an armrest and a beer door. And yeah, I mean, it basically checks all the boxes, but it also doesn't, you know, some of these trucks are really expensive these days and they just have crap you don't need. But I look in here and I go, this is a great interior. So the floor is high up off the ground, power seats, very decent sized seats, and almost like an old school Mercedes S-Class center console there. It's kind of weird, but, or at least the armrests with the tray. So, solid door when I get in. Let's turn this thing on. So it comes to life, and then it has these 2 screens, which are really cool. And I've been driving it around, and let me tell you about my impressions, because I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to tell you, like, as far as what this is, I will consider it a truck. I won't consider it an SUV kind of thing with a truck bed. It's definitely a truck. But if we go on the road, you'll see that it handles quite well. It's almost got like great handling, and you can tell the difference between handling and grip when you're driving one of these. But what I noticed right off the bat, gotta wait for the post guy there to let me out, is this thing hauls. And I remember seeing one of these back in the day when they first came out, and I could not keep up with it, and now I know why. Because I'm driving this thing around and I'm like, holy moly. Coming to that CX-30 hybrid, or CX-50 hybrid, wow, it just snaps gear changes. It's actually a dual clutch, is what it feels like. It feels like a dual clutch transmission. Very strange to have in a pickup truck, but this does also have tow mode. So this thing is quite the machine. It's got a lot of features. It's got a lot of cool touches on there. There's just a lot of traffic coming through here. Something that your truck doesn't have that this does have, which is what all trucks should have, is this camera system built in. If I signal right, that camera comes on. If I signal left, the left signal turns the left camera on, which is great, especially if you're towing, because you don't have to like really figure out with your mirrors what's going on. You don't have to turn your head. You can stay focused on what's ahead, like right now, where you need to focus on what's ahead, and then you can hit the left blinker, and you can get the camera, and you get your clearance, right? Mainly that's because people around here don't take transportation seriously, so they drive like tools, like that. And basically, you know, you're gonna need all this technology and all these features so that you could have a nice day. So the thing is, I'm driving this thing along, and I told myself I wouldn't look at the window sticker. I would figure it out when I do the video, because I want to be pleasantly surprised maybe. And the thing is, I did cheat, and I did look at the window sticker, because I had to know, like, what does this thing cost? So while there's no lockable glove box, we do have heated seats, we do have auto climate control, although it's not really haptic, and it isn't really a button. So I feel like I'm constantly like, oh, it's a truck, I'm just gonna push this thing, and it just needs a gentle tap, right? So there's some stuff in here that is nice, doesn't need to be that nice. And then obviously we have Android Auto, it's wireless, and we have wireless charging. We have this cool feature here, which switches between plugging your phone in as the interface or getting charged. USB-C 1, USB-C 2, obviously two more in the back. We have a 12-volt socket. And there's no auto stop start in here. This thing doesn't stop start. It just drives right along. And that's part of what I like about this vehicle. It's just normal. It doesn't do stupid things. It has a dual clutch transmission. It has a very potent engine. It has all-wheel drive. It can go off-road. I haven't really off-roaded it, but I can tell you the way it handles the rough roads here in Dallas, it's going to handle your unpaved driveway at your ranch. And then the seats are comfortable. The only thing holding this thing back is the sound quality of the stereo. I would say go out and buy one of these right now, buy two of them, but I can't because the stereo is subpar. It just sounds like a boombox from the 80s on weak batteries. It just doesn't deliver performance. And I had just come out of the Mazda CX-50 hybrid, which has the Bose sound system, and I was in a couple other cars that had JBL sound systems, and I don't know what's in here, but I do know that Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, they do the Lexicon audio, but it's not in here. So why is it not in here? Especially for the price. And you'd be thinking, wait a second, Brian, wait a minute. What do you mean especially for the price? What is this, like 60 grand and it doesn't have a great stereo? No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Let me grab that. It's right here. I have it right here because I cheated. It also has radar cruise and the adaptive driving system where it can, you know, do all the lane keeping and everything, but I prefer to do it the hard way today. All right, here we go. I want to show you. Fuel economy average has been 18.2. Oh no, not that. Nah, let me check. Hold on. Let's go back. I did a reset. 18.5. So fuel economy 18.5. Since I drove it, I put 245 miles on it. I actually wanted to know this time. This is exactly the same as my Land Rover V6, so no shock there. But basically, fuel economy is better. Well, no, a little worse than the average. But what really counts here is the window sticker, because it does have a 5-year, 60,000 mile new warranty, 10-year, 100,000 mile powertrain, all these different warranties. You could probably pause the video better than I can read it right now, because I do not have my glasses. And look at the cost, 41 grand. You know what I was thinking? 47, but it's 41. This is, for some people it may sound like a lot of money. For me, this does not sound like a lot of money anymore for what you're getting. And just remember, you want this one, Santa Cruz, not the Santa Fe Cruz. I'm going to do that again with these Hyundai names. The Santa Cruz XRT all-wheel drive is the one you want, okay? So I can only imagine what the lower trim versions cost, because if this one's like loaded, that's crazy. So yeah, I don't know if it does have the dual clutch. It acts like a dual clutch to me. At least I know it's not a CVT. VIN model, engine, transport, accessory, emissions, powertrain, 8-speed wet dual clutch transmission. There you go. And it has paddles. This thing has everything. What it doesn't have is a power rear window back there, which is okay. It doesn't have a sunroof, which is okay, because there is a roof rack. And so you can have the roof rack, you can throw stuff in the back here, you can throw stuff in the truck bed, and you can go where you're going and do what you want. And you're basically driving a vehicle that isn't cumbersome. It isn't the size of an F-150. It feels like a better version of a Ranger, because you're driving something that's more road focused, but also has this ability to do off-road stuff. So we have this extra weird storage space here for those kind of people that love to leave things out, which is probably okay when you're camping, but not okay when you're in the city, because people just grab stuff. Anyway, the digital clusters are pretty cool. They change with the drive mode. Yes, we have drive modes. I can change it to sport. I can change it to smart, which has been really good for me. And obviously there's a snow mode, but I've been keeping it at smart because it adapts quite well to when I want the power. The steering is practical. It's not too heavy, not too light, and it's very connected, even with the big sidewalls that these tires are. Now looking down here, we have the camera system, we've got the auto hold, and we have a center diff lock and a hill descent. So what is missing? You comment below, what's missing in here? Why would you have this over a Toyota Tacoma? This is much more powerful than the Tacoma, I think. Feels like it. And it's much more versatile than a Tacoma, and it looks better in here than a Tacoma. It looks better in here than most trucks. And that's, I think, what I like about it. The only downside is the stereo. That's all I'm going to tell you. So I'm working on some projects coming up. I'll be releasing more videos, and you'll be hearing more about my new project. And I think you'll like it. I hope you like it. If you don't like it, then let me know. I'd like to make whatever I can to make it work better. But here we are. We've got lots of traffic. We're heading into the beginning of November, and I've got a couple more press cars left before the end of the year, and some travel coming up. But I appreciate you for subscribing and watching and leaving a like and leaving a comment and doing all that stuff. It really helps out my channel. It really provides the support that helps me keep doing this stuff. And I'm gonna keep bringing more videos as I can, but just for now, know that this is like the best vehicle I've driven all year. So strange. Maybe because it's only $41,000, and maybe because the only problem is it doesn't have a great stereo. But yeah, I mean, that we've come a long way, haven't we? We've come a long way. All right. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.